Welcome to Brotherhood. Welcome to Divorced Dads America. Your host, Anthony Thompson, founder. And this is the rebuild. We're rebuilding 1 million divorced dads, transforming their life and their legacy. That's why you're here, to divide the odds of divorce for yourself and for your children. Welcome aboard. And look, this whole idea is I can't stop thinking about my ex. Here's what that really means. I hear that a lot. I talk to about 1,000 divorced dads every single month. You tell yourself you're over her is a lot of times what, I'm over her. That's what you tell yourself. One memory, one photo, a smell, and it hits you again. There's been times, even recently for me, I walked into a closet that had gone through everything, and there was something in there. There's a photo and a memory. You're not crazy. You're human. Those are things that are in your brain. You're human. But what if I told you the reason you can't stop thinking about your ex isn't about love? It's about loops. These loops are what can cause you to be in a good state, and they can cause you to be in a negative state. If you believe, hey, Anthony, this is the way I am, I don't see how this can change. Well, the idea is this. If you believe you can't and you believe you can, you're right. That's up to you. I'm going to give you the science about it, the data behind it, the scriptures behind it. You have to make the decision and the choice. Do you want to move forward? Do you want to stay behind? We know that the neuroscience and the data is always talking to us about these loops, these patterns, these things that have happened in our life. They're ties, they're wiring that have happened. And so thinking about your ex is because you've had a life, you've had experiences, you've had really great highs and really bad lows. They're all in the mix. They're all there. I'm not trying to deny them. What we're going to do is not allow them to run our life. So the idea is this. It's like driving forward with your rearview mirror duct taped open, right? Every time you glance back, you lose vision for what's ahead. A better picture that reminds me of it, and it's a little bit more pretty, is that you're in a speedboat. You're going into this beautiful lake or open water. You're flying, you're cruising, but you're looking behind you. You're looking behind driving this boat. You have to make that decision of where you want to drive. Your life is like an elevator. I thought about this recently. My dad would say this often and a lot, use this metaphor of an elevator. Your life is an elevator. The people around you and your thoughts are buttons on the elevator. We'll start with people. People in your life are buttons on the elevator. They're going to take you up. They're going to take you down. Your thoughts are buttons on the elevator. They're going to take you up. They're going to take you down. What you think about is what you become. Your thoughts are the ancestors of your feelings. What do you want to feel is determined by what you're thinking about. What you're thinking about the situation with your ex. What you're thinking about what you lost or what you had or that you missed it or you blew it. Maybe you blew it. Maybe she did something. What those feelings are is taking you into a state and a place. Studies are showing that rumination, which is repetitive thinking about past relationships, increases your cortisol 45% and doubles the risk of depression. Doubles it. Do you want to be depressed? No. Are you ruminating about your past relationship? Yes. Well, I don't want to be depressed. Well, then what are you going to do about the ruminating? I'm going to give you a couple things. I'm going to give you a challenge here at the end. Stick with me here. Stick with me. Challenge at the end. Questions, some systematization about this, because it works, guys. Just as much as you built bad channels and bad thoughts, you can build good channels and good thoughts. It just takes effort, work, accountability, and determination about it. And you can do it. And you know why it matters? It matters because if I asked each and every one of you and I said, hey, how much do your children mean to you? You'd say everything. My children mean everything to me. If I said, how much does your life mean to you then because of your children? It means everything. I'm everything for them. I want them to experience the best life. If you then said, well, how much is your time worth to you? You'd be like, my time's everything. It's so important. I don't get any more of it. You would tell me all of those things. Well, I'm here to check the fidelity of your answers. Because if those are your answers, which every single dad I talk to, they say all three things. However, their life is not proving that those three things matter to them. Because if they mattered, you wouldn't be ruminating. You'd be saying, how do I forge a future for my children that I give them a blessing and not a curse? I give them my greatness and not my failures and my losses. I build into them. I don't take away from them. What would you be doing with your time? What would you be doing with your word and your mouth? What kind of people would you have around you? If your relationships are like buttons on the elevator, which ones are taking you down and which ones are taking you up? Faith parallel is simply this, and I said this in a previous episode, but Lot's wife, when Sodom and Gomorrah was being destroyed, there was one command. The angel said, don't look back at where you were. Only look to where you're going. Lot's wife looks back. She turns into a pillar of salt, and it's a great analogy for each and every one of us. Look, you can't change the past. You can forgive. You can forgive yourself. You can be humble. You can learn. You can literally take lessons and learning of all those as long as those learning lessons are taking you forward. That is why we're here. Philippians 3:13 in the scriptures, it says this, that we forget what's behind and we strain, we move, we press on to those things that are ahead. We're pressing on to what's ahead. We're not pressing on to what's behind. You can't change those. We can define. We can create the future. And that's what this is for. So there's a quick fast system thing we'll break down, challenges, and a few questions you could take away with you. Again, get this out of your head, get it onto your piece of paper. Focus looks like this with your ex. Identify your mental replays. And what moments do you revisit the most? Hey guys, if Facebook isn't helping you, if it's moving you in the direction where you want to go, please stop stalking your ex. Please stop looking for other reasons to piss yourself off. Just stop. Just turn it off. If that's what that does to you, then eliminate it. What does your focus need to be? What does it need to be? Do you need to block those things out of your life? Your discipline will create your freedom. That's the reality of it. What disciplines are you lacking that is creating a prison for your life? Because you're doing it to yourself. Nobody else is doing it. You control your emotions, you control your actions, you control your life. So what are you doing? Identify the mental replays and what moments do you revisit the most? Identify those. Let's get this out into the open. I'm not trying to tuck it into a basement so you don't deal with it. Let's deal with it. Let's plan for it. Let's create systems and strategies around it. Why? Because otherwise your replays of these negative moments are going to spiral yourself, and your children will feel it, and your children will get it, and they will deal with those things even harder. We're going to defy the odds of divorce here. We're not going to play into them. Awareness. Notice the physical cues. What are you aware to when you're doing this? What is triggering you? Sometimes it could be TV. It could be a show. Oh, this reminds me of her. This movie reminds me. This is a restaurant. Okay, all right, great. Why? Why does it matter? What's going on? What's your feelings here? What are you doing? What are you texting? Are you searching? Are you grabbing? Are you looking for more information here? There's times when, even for my own self, I'd want to go and investigate and do even more and more and more. I had to stop and say, does it matter? Is that going to change anything? Is that going to take me into a better place, into my future? No, it will not. Again, in this awareness is also accountability. Who are you accountable with to this? Who is checking in on you? Hey, this week, how did you do on getting over your ex? Scale of 1 to 10. And progress, markers, track. Who are you accountable with? Join the Ascent group, get accountable. Drop it in there. We'll help. That's what we're here for. Strategy, create a pattern interrupt. When your mind drifts, speak truth. Here's the pattern interrupt. The chapter is over. My peace is not for sale. And you replace the replay with renewal. Pray, journal, engage in purposeful action. All right? Transformation looks like this. Your mind starts obeying your mission, not your memories. As you create new memories, as you build this habit in, 63 days is what this is going to look like inside your brain. That's what you're doing, creating new pathways, new systems, new strategies. Your mind is going to start getting focused into the future, moving in the direction of where you're going rather than being drawn back into these old replays. Here's the reflection. Here's the questions. These matter. Get into these. Really pay attention here. These will change your life. When I give prompts, when I I provide these things in here, if you do the work, your life will transform, it'll change. 72-hour freedom fast for the next 3 days. No checking her social media, no replaying the breakup story, and no what-if thoughts. Instead, write one truth each day about who you're becoming without her. That is your 72-hour, 3-day challenge. And here's the prompts. Here's the questions that you need to be asking yourself today, right now, tonight, about your life and the transformation process. What memory or pattern keeps you emotionally stuck? What is it? Start talking to yourself. Start getting this out. What is it? Identify it. Number 2, where do you still believe peace depends on someone else? Where do you believe peace depends on someone else? If somebody else controls your peace, you've lost control of your emotions in your life. Once you give one away, you can give any away. Happiness, joy, freedom. All of those things then are contingent on what somebody else does. That is not peace. You control your peace. Number 3, what resonated with you the most, and what truth will you declare over that thought next time it shows up? What's hitting you? Where are you getting a nudge? What's going on? What's stirring you? Where's some friction? Maybe you're angry. Maybe you're like, hey, screw this guy. This guy sucks. Awesome. Why? What's the conflict? What's the friction? Where is that? Those are the moments. Those are the things that are going to get you up and rising again to build a life. Build a life for yourself and for your kids. That's what this is all about. 1 million dads transforming their life and legacy. That's why we're here. A set group, link in description, has all the frameworks, all the systems, the brotherhood, weekly coaching with me. Get in there and let's start building together. If you're not following Divorced Dads of America, you need to. Drop a comment, share it with a dad, hit me with a question. Any of those things are all in there. Let's keep this momentum rolling. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. God bless you.